Brother, I've never been more right about a pick in my life. Like my prediction,
Niners?
I said that so long ago, before the Eagles meltdown that they ran it. Um,
Yeah.
but with that Eagles meltdown, I mean, rough game, tough game last night. Dropped to Geno Smith less. No, Drew Lock lost to Drew Lock
Yeah.
and the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, flu game. Jalen Hurts started off strong, and then
Mm.
I would say so. Didn't he get 2 touchdowns?
Stupid, dumb tush push. I hate this. I hate the tush push. But continue.
I'm just saying he had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm
Had you
not.
gave you guys the lead, and
He was
then
okay. Like, sure, he was fine. But
in
he
the
also
first
had a
half,
pick. He also threw a pick. Like, he had 2 picks.
I was just saying as
But
far as
yeah.
flu game goes in the first half, I was like, all right, flu game, whatever. He did make some pretty bad throws in the first half, but I didn't miss the whole second half, which is why that's all I only wanted to comment on the first half and what I saw, and then I'll throw it back over to you. I mean, I know you were in Wells Fargo though.
I was. Well, yeah, I caught I was listening to Merrill Reese on the way home.
Mm,
Um
okay,
yeah, so
but
the game was over like 9:30. I caught the whole second half.
yeah,
Yes. I'll talk about the Sixers at the end, maybe. Personal anecdote, but Eagles for now. Yes, I unfortunately got to listen to the second half, and then I got home, and then I watched the end of it. First off, I'll say, I mean, I can't say you're not right about the 49ers. Like, they're definitely the best team right now. Um, but, I mean, I'm not giving up on the Eagles, but shoot, they're like, it's now or never. And I'm worried. I said I was worried that they were going to go into Seattle and lose, and they did. And now I'm really worried. Now I'm really worried. There are some takes that I think are like there are some crazy overreactions that we can bring up, but like people are saying, fire Nick or whatever, Kleehouse, like pump the brakes. Like he lost 4 games. Like you're still gonna make the playoffs. You can make some noise, but I mean that loss was about as bad as it could get. Like this Eagles team has turned into an absolute disaster. And I've said all year that they have it up here. I don't know if they do right now. I don't know if they do right now. There was a very eye-opening quote from Jalen in his post-game presser that he doesn't think that everybody is bought in, is committed. I mean, dude, when you got your leader saying that like that's just not good. And when the product on the field, like you see it doesn't take like a football like guru to see like something is not clicking. That was embarrassing loss. Embarrassing loss by everybody. Like Jalen, James Bradbury, like come on. No Slay, like he didn't step up at all. Quez, I don't know why he's still on the roster. It's offense, defense, so bad. Vibes are so bad. Like they're not a good football team right now. Like they're not straight up. They straight up are not a good football team. And I said that the talent is not covering up the bad coaching, and I've said that for the last like 3-4 weeks, and I still think that's true. The talent like could have the game plan was horrible last night. The routes are horrible. Like I talked about it earlier in the episode. Like how is it that difficult to come up with some creative route concept? Like just look at what the Chiefs do. Just watch film. Just there's nothing. The middle of the field is not utilized whatsoever, and there's just no plan defensively. I mean, 92-yard 2-minute drill surrendered to Drew Lock. That's the Matt Patricia experience right there. I don't know why we even bothered to promote him or whatever the hell the Eagles did before the game. I mean, I guess he was fine, but that's Matt Patricia, like fine for 90% of the game, and then when it matters most, stink it up. Cough, cough, Super Bowl. I mean, Defense did honestly exactly what I expected them to do, but it was the offense, man. The offense and Jalen Hurts. And I tweeted this out last night that like I've had enough. Like with Jalen and the offense, especially. Like the best thing that he's done this season is turn the ball over. Like that's straight up. I think he has a turnover in every single game this year, and if not, it feels like he does, and he might as well have. Like and and on the end, the last play of the game, Kenny Gainwell is open 2 yards to your left, check down, doesn't have a defender in front of him. Yet you try to play hero ball. You need 10 to 12 yards for a field goal. Kenny catches that, runs at least 15, gets out of bounds. Why are you chucking it deep? Why are you chucking it deep? Especially when you haven't been able to do that all night. And yet, it's AJ Brown he didn't make a play on the ball, which he has done a lot this season, but he didn't. He didn't make a play for Jalen, and he didn't. And Jalen threw his second pick of the game, and like I said, that's what he does. That's what he's been doing best. Turn the ball over and tush push. I don't care about the dumb tush push. When that's the only thing that you can do, right? Like who cares? 14 rushing touchdowns, tying Cam Newton's record. My ass. Like I'm sorry, but he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it. And I hope he does. He's gonna get it, but I hope he doesn't get it. I
Mm.
really hope he doesn't because he doesn't deserve it, especially not this season. Not this season. It's all Jason Kelsey, anyways. It's like
Yeah.
75% Jason Kelsey.
Yeah.
The
You're
Hurts
throwing
regression. The Hurts regression is real.
Yeah, dude, you're throwing a lot out there. You
Yeah.
know you like paid this man, right? Like
Yeah.
this is your franchise guy.
Oh yeah. I'm aware of that, and that's why this regression is worrisome, and that's why and Sirianni's paid too. Like he's supposed to be the guy. I don't know if who's gonna reel this in.
I would I would like to play devil's advocate
Hit me.
if I may. I'm I think you're being too hard on Jalen. The dude is clearly hurt. He's been hurt for if
Yeah.
shit, dude, it feels like 2 months. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He feels like every time he's running, he feels like he's like nervous because he doesn't want to get hurt or like I don't know like exactly what's hurt. I don't know if it's an ankle. I don't know if it's a rib. I don't know what's going on, but he looks like he's hurt. And we clown that one guy for saying maybe you should play Mariota, but now looking back at it a couple weeks later, it doesn't look like that bad. It doesn't look like that bad of a take now, especially since you know you lost those games anyways. I just think Jalen looks hurt, and also there was I know I was whatever saying about the Cowboys being flu game or not, but Jalen flew separately. He was obviously sick for that game, so he's hurt and sick, still trying to put his body on the line. I'm giving credit to that guy who's and especially saying not a lot of people are balled in. Tell me a more motherfucker that's balled in than Jalen Hurts. I get the interceptions. I get all that. That's just for him. That's him trying to be a leader, go out and play. I think it's Sirianni's job to be like, no, your health and your future is more important to this franchise because of your fucking mega contract. Like, sit off for a little bit. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because then I think that would motivate other players. I think that would motivate the defense. Be like, all right, Jalen's down. We gotta step up. Like we gotta win games now. Because they literally could have won the game last night, but there was no motivation because I felt like there was nothing going for the offense, and it is Jalen. It's all Jalen. I mean, you can throw around AJ Brown didn't do this or um, person to do that, blah, blah, blah. If anything, I think they should have ran the ball a little bit more. I think you guys are underutilizing DeAndre Swift. I think like since his first game in Philly when he was wearing those all blacks, when he just went crazy, I think from then on, like that's what scared me about the Eagles because I was like, they have DeAndre Swift and then now Jalen can throw it, but I feel like they need to work him out or whatever. But it starts with him. But defensive drive, really, I rewatched that. James Bradbury, man, got cooked that
He got
whole
burned.
drive. I think every single completion was on Bradbury.
You, it probably he was
But
probably yeah. You might be right.
but
I think you're right.
anyway, anyways,
The
just to
last
wrap,
one was at least, and both the ones to DK were.
yeah.
So yeah,
I just think like I mean the whole conversation. Basically, what I'm trying to say it's about Jalen Hurts right now. That's what's going on with this Eagles team. I mean, it could be play
definitely
calling. It's a new you said new coordinators,
it is.
Sirianni,
Yeah,
whatever. Game plan's obviously not helping. I mean, we saw. I don't know if you saw the Manning cast, but I saw it on Twitter. Literally, McCaffrey called your next
yeah.
play. He was like, Hurts is
I've
gonna
been
run it
saying
up
it.
the middle.
Predictability, dude.
Yeah,
It's the
like
same shit.
so it's definitely game plan and all that. But like then again, I wonder if that's because of how Jalen was feeling health wise and like physical wise. Like I don't know,
Well,
but
yeah.
I do agree that I mean, but we literally actually no. I'm gonna let you. Sorry, I'm gonna cut myself off there.
No, yeah,
I'm gonna
you're
cut
chilling.
myself off there.
First, if he's hurt, he shouldn't be playing. Like, sh- I think he's like everyone's banged up at this point in the season. Like it's week 14, 15. Like everyone's banged up. I thought he looked good. I mean, he ran for like what 80, 70, 80 yards. I forget what the final number was, but I mean, there was a stretch in the middle of the season where he could not run and he was limping. Um, and then on the sick thing, like they can drug him up, man. Like I never bought into like the sick thing too much because like you can drug him up and you cannot feel sick for 3 hours for a game. And if you're really that sick, then like
I don't know. I mean, you could, but think about when the game is like towards the end and like the meds start wearing off and you
yeah,
start
well,
getting exhausted. I mean, look, literally, I immediately think of Jordan and Pippen when Jordan was literally leaning on Pippen. Like, I just feel like you're just exhausted because then all that sickness comes back.
yeah. I mean, fair, but like it's also not just like a one game thing.
Yeah,
Like
that's true. Yeah, again, let
it's
me.
a
Yeah,
multi game
yeah. You're right.
occurrence.
You're
It's a
right.
theme.
You're right.
It's a theme at this point.
You're right. You're right.
But I mean, what isn't a theme was like the end of the game miscue. Typically sharper towards the end of the game when he's behind, when he needs to be on. He wasn't yesterday, which that could have been, you know, contributed. His sickness could have contributed to that. Um, and yeah, I do think it's a play calling, man. Like there's nothing. Like there's nothing. The middle of the field is not used whatsoever. And then like you decide to throw a deep ball to Quez Watkins. You take a shot. You decide to use the middle of the field somewhat. It's like a seam. It was a crappy corner route. And you throw it to Quez, who maybe he was interfered with, but the dude didn't even make an attempt to break up the ball. So that was Jalen's pick, but it was like also couldn't have not been a pick. There's just a lot of maybe Quez is probably one of those guys that ain't bought in. Like that would not shock me if he was on the back of Jalen's mind right then and there. Yeah. It's I did give Jalen a lot of shit there, but like it's definitely not all him. But it starts with him and it starts with Nick. And
Mhm.
those two guys just aren't doing their part right now.
Yeah,
Aren't doing their part at all.
something's just not clicking. Um, I mean, you
Yeah.
guys already clinched the playoff spot, though, right?
Yeah, but now I don't think that we control our own destiny in
Yeah, as
terms
far
of
as
like the
number
one
one
seed.
seed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you need Niners to drop some.
go Ravens.
That'll be a hell of a
Merry
game.
Christmas.
I think. Is there anything else you want to dabble on the birds?
No, just yeah, I had a lot to get off my chest because they just haven't been good enough. Like they just straight up haven't been good enough. And yeah, I don't want Jalen to break Cam's record, but he's gonna, and it's gonna
Yeah.
make me
Oh,
sad.
100%.
I
Yeah,
did
against.
like you shouldn't ban the tush push, but even as an Eagles fan, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only. I feel like I might be the only Eagles fan that's saying this, but I like don't like the tush push. Like it. Obviously, it's a touchdown, but like it's kind of like fucking get the damn yards. get the damn yards like a man. And it is Jason Kelsey. Like it's 75% Jason Kelsey.
Yeah, dude, I saw people were like, someone, I don't know if it's a meme or not, but they like Chris McCaffrey #1 MVP, #2 Jason Kelsey.
You can't give it to a center, but like the dude has been playing like out of his mind. Like
All those touchdowns, I mean, give him credit. Give
yeah,
him
man.
credit.
It's Jalen squats freaking 600, 800 pounds, but like I don't think Bryce Young is converting any tush pushes, but
Yeah, no, no,
it's
no,
the
no.
it's the big man in the middle.
Yeah,
Um, and I just fucking Cam. Nobody is freaking. I saw Trevor Lawrence um like reach over the like do like a take the ball and like reach it over the goal line against the
pylon.
Ravens, and I was like,
Nice.
oh, that's sick. Like I haven't seen that in a while. I'm just used to the freaking stupid.
Tush
Let's line
push.
up and push each other into the end zone and caravan like in the freaking end zone.
Yeah.
Six
Well,
points. I ain't gonna complain, but like I'd much rather you go and do a somersault or flip or do something cool. Uh, anyways, I love Jalen, but like I always love Cam more. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say about the Birds.